Your phone buzzes. Your inbox fills. A headline screams. A message says, "Quick question." And suddenly, everything feels important. But here's the truth. Most of what you consume won't matter next week. Some of it won't matter tomorrow. And yet it hijacks your attention like it's life or death. This is information overload and the psychological trap that makes noise feel like signal. Today we're breaking down why everything feels urgent and how to rebuild a life where the right things get your attention. Information overload. Why everything feels so important and almost nothing is. People say the problem is volume. Too many emails, too many posts, too many updates. But the real problem is something deeper. Your brain was not built for infinite inputs. Attention is a budget. And right now, most of us are spending it like a lottery winner. Here's what overload does. It doesn't just distract you. It changes how you judge importance. When you see 100 things, your brain can't evaluate them carefully. So it uses shortcuts. And the shortcuts are easy to exploit. A. Recency beats relevance. What you saw most recently feels most important. Not because it is, but because it's fresh. That's why a tiny message can outweigh a life goal. Because the message is now, and the life goal is later. B. Emotion hijacks priority. Anger, fear, outrage, anxiety. Emotion makes information feel urgent. That's not a moral judgment, it's biology. Your brain treats emotional inputs as survival signals. C. Novelty feels like value. New feels useful, even when it's just different. That's why you can consume hours of new content and end the day with nothing to show for it. D. Availability bias. If you can easily recall it, you assume it matters. And the easiest things to recall are the loudest. So the loud things win, even when they're irrelevant to your actual life. Information overload creates a specific kind of exhaustion. You're constantly reacting. You answer, reply, scroll, check, refresh, skim. It feels productive because you're doing things. But outcomes don't change. Overload also kills depth. You stop thinking in chapters and start thinking in notifications. And then the worst part, you lose trust in your own attention. You can't tell what matters, so you treat everything like it might. That's how you end up living in permanent almost focused, almost clear, almost moving forward. This is the line that changes everything. Important is not a feeling. It's a relationship. A thing is important only in relation to your goals, your responsibilities, and your values. If it doesn't change a decision you're making or an outcome you're driving, it's probably noise. So the fix isn't consume less. The fix is decide better. Step 1. Pick your North Star question. Ask one question every morning. What would make today a win? Not 10 things. 1. Then you build your day around that answer. Everything else is secondary. Step 2. The two-list method. Make 2 lists. List A, outcomes. List B, inputs. Your goal is simple. Inputs must earn their way onto the outcomes list. If it doesn't change a decision, a plan, or a result, it stays an input. Step 3. Create attention containers. Overload comes from constant switching, so you contain it. Email, 2 windows per day. Messages, batch replies. News/social, scheduled. Deep work, protected block. Step 4. The if it's important, it will come back rule. If something is truly important, it will return through a real channel. A person, a deadline, a meeting, a consequence. Most things don't return because they were never important. They were just loud. Step 5. Build a weekly signal review. Once a week, 20 minutes. What did I consume that changed a decision? What did I consume that changed nothing? What are the 2 to 3 outcomes for next week? This trains your brain to associate importance with outcomes, not emotion. Information will keep expanding. That part is not negotiable. But your attention is finite, so you need a filter that protects it. Because a life without a filter becomes a life of reaction. And reaction is not a strategy. Choose your signal. Starve the noise. And you'll be shocked how much of your urgent life was never real.